if you've been struggling to nail down your niche as a website designer or honestly any creative entrepreneur, you are not alone. I recently did a deep dive into this myself because, real talk, I'm 7 years in to my business and not having a clear niche, I think was really holding me back. I was seeing the lowest amount of inquiries I've seen in 7 years. My income was dropping significantly. And so if you are feeling stuck too, don't worry. I'm breaking down everything I learned by going through this process and some action steps that you can take today to finally get clarity on your niche and your unique selling proposition. So here's the thing, talking about yourself is weirdly difficult. We either ramble for way too long, that's me, I'm like telling my story from third grade and on, or we keep it really vague and people have no idea what we actually offer. And that makes it really hard for potential clients to see what makes you different and why you are worth that value. So this is why we really need to figure out your niche and your unique selling proposition. I'll be calling it your USP. And I actually have a huge buyer and brand persona questionnaire that I send all my website in a day and website in a week clients. And I'm going to give you a peek of what it looks like. But it had been a hot minute since I had gone through it, like 4 or 5 years. So I went and I did the work and I was able to come up with these results. So in the questionnaire, obviously I go over your why and your vision and all that. But some of the biggest things that I really tried to dive deep into is one, what's my differentiators? And this is something that I'll tell you a little bit more about how you can uncover that. And then also the demographics of your ideal client, which is like their age, their gender, all that stuff, but also the psychographics. You want to figure out like what makes them tick, what makes them buy, that type of thing. And I've worked with over 80 clients, probably close to 100 at this time. So I really say I tried to sit down and pinpoint like my 5 favorite clients. And then from there, figure out what they had in common. And let me tell you, this was actually really, really, really hard for me because my favorite clients were all over the board. I had a copywriter, a photographer, a therapist, a nonprofit, and a home inspector. And one thing that was common with 4 of them was they were females. One was a male. But I really had to figure out, okay, well, what is the commonality between all of these people? So at first I tried to shove all these people into one neat little tidy box, and spoiler alert, that did not work. But then I realized something. My dream clients weren't just connected by industry, but they also had shared values. So I was like, okay, maybe I can go that route, which you can if it works for you. So some of the shared values that these individuals all had were authenticity and personal connection, which also aligns very well with my values. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm always sharing the difficulty of motherhood and running a business and all the stuff. They were really passionate about their mission and they loved serving others. The home inspector, the nonprofit, the therapist, all common. And many of them cared a lot about mental health and empowerment, as well as community and connection. So that helped me to start kind of narrowing down things. But then as I was really thinking about things, 2025, again, it's a hard year to sell. Like you really need to know who you're talking to because there are so many things on the market. I think in 2020, like it was hard for a lot of people, but there were so many people entering this online space that you could be a little bit more vague and they'd be like, sure, I'll buy that product about SEO or that Pinterest course. But now it's like, you got to know this is a Pinterest course for photographers or exactly who it is for. And I really believe if you are a website designer like I am, but again, honestly, all service providers, we need to be hyper specific in order to stand out. So after a lot of thinking, and I actually reached out to some of my business besties who know my business inside and out, I finally landed on a specific industry, and that was therapists/counselors, as well as mindset coaches. I couldn't get more specific than I can't narrow it down to just one of those. So I'm kind of doing the therapists and mindset coaches. And part of the reason is this niche is huge still. Like there are so many potential clients. I'm not worried about finding people. And I also love serving people who are really making an impact on other people's lives. Plus, this decision lets me get super focused on my marketing so I can start creating blog content and Instagram posts that are specific for that industry. Instead of trying to solve everybody's website problems, I can create content just for those people. So next steps for me, and what are some things that you could do? I joined Facebook groups for Christian mindset coaches and therapists, and some of them I couldn't join because I'm not those things. But I'm not going to just be promoting my services, but specifically looking for people who are asking questions about marketing or website or SEO and just providing valuable content. I'm also going to be pitching myself to podcasts that are specific for those industries, and then writing blog posts and creating content for those types of audiences. There are so many more things I could do, but those are going to be my 3 to-dos, and I'm going to see what works from there and see if that helps me to bring in more clients. So, what can you do for your niche? If you are feeling stuck, like you're at the beginning of this and you're like, I probably need to go through a questionnaire like that, a lot of brand and website designers do have questionnaires like that. But you can also just go look and write down your past 3 to 5 favorite clients and what do they have in common, just like what I did. Next, ask 3 good friends, people who know you really well, what are some of your strengths? And that reveals like what people value about you. So it doesn't need to be an ideal client per se, but maybe a really good friend. And 3 to 5 people, ask them what are some of my strengths. Step 3, think about what you love doing. This is the key to figuring out your USP. So when I was thinking about things I would do for free, I prior was constantly just giving away free SEO advice to anybody because I saw how implementing search engine optimization into my website was literally changing the game. It was allowing me to not constantly market myself on social media. And I was so passionate about that. So I just was giving away free information. And then I realized I could probably make a course about this. So I created my Squarespace SEO course. So think about that. Think about something that you love and that you would give away for free, and then realize that maybe you shouldn't be giving it away for free, right? So that's a 3rd thing. And then the 4th thing is joining communities and engaging. Maybe that looks like Facebook groups. Maybe that looks like going to conferences where your ideal people hang out. All those are great ways to grow your audience and really build out your niche. And then from there, hopefully you'll start, for me, I've already had 3 or 4 therapists I've worked with, so I can reach out to them, offer them some affiliate money or like a referral fee for people they know as they recommend me, and I can grow my audience that way, which is probably one of the best ways to do it. I'm linking the corresponding blog post below, so if you didn't take notes, you can just go through this where I have those questions and those steps about how you can nail your niche. And then also, if you are a website designer specifically, there is a free bootcamp going on by my friend Paige Brunton. She is a Squarespace queen. This bootcamp happens about twice a year, so if you missed it, that's okay. She'll host another one, usually in April and October. But she goes in, there's like a whole day that she talks about and has people come in and talk about how to nail your niche and figure out your ideal client and what that has done for past students. So if you're a website designer, join that. It's great. If you're not a website designer and you really need a high converting website that gets you clients organically through search engines, I would love to chat with you about my website in a day service. It is quick and dirty and great, and we crank it out, and it is such a fun process where you get to go through my brand questionnaire, and then I develop a website that will get you clients.